All right, guys, I'm going to be very honest with you. Not going to sell this in any way like my other videos. This is literally the perfect cold caller agent that you would need in 2025. Basically, you've seen videos on cold callers from a lead list. So this is my most requested video. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do it well. I'm going to give you everything you need if you want a voice AI agent that can call a cold lead list. So basically what this is if you're just raw cold calling a bunch of leads and you wanted to go on in perpetuity and be able to escalate conversations, leave notes, and allow you to book meetings, this is the agent that you're going to want. It takes into account all kinds of conversations, like even if someone doesn't pick up the phone or leaves it at voicemail, or if Twilio gives an error, or someone does pick up the phone but they're not interested, it's going to freeze that agent. Everything that you would want is in this cold caller agent. So it also takes into account that it doesn't spam people 100 times a day. It looks at when was it last called and only calls them once a day. And if the meeting was booked, it's not going to call them again. If they're frustrated or angry, it's not going to call them again either. And you can very easily schedule when does it start calling and when does it stop calling. So basically, literally everything and anything you would need in a raw voice AI cold caller agent is in this one. And I've used Google Sheets because I also want this to be a free one. So everything you see in this video is completely doable without paying even a single penny. We only use 2 make.com scenarios, which means you can use a free make.com account. With VAPI, you can make an account and then import a Twilio phone number. And you also get $10 of VAPI spend for free, which means that you don't even have to pay for that as well. We use Google Sheets because you can use a free account for that one. It's also one that people are familiar with. And also, I've actually made a template of everything in this video from blueprint to Google Sheet that you can easily copy into your own environment. Like this entire thing, you can just copy and plug and play and then add to your scenario. And you can have this thing up and running in about 15 to 17 minutes. And then, of course, in Twilio, you can make a free Twilio account. You get $15 of spend for free. You can buy a phone number and then import that into VAPI and then add it right here. So I think that this is basically everything that you guys have been asking me for in a raw AI voice agent. This is actually a sellable agent that you can deliver to your clients that is reliable, because that's the number one thing that you want in your cold caller agent, that is actually reliable, editable, and that it keeps on working. It doesn't go through an error. It doesn't randomly stop or any of those things. It just keeps calling from the start date that you define all the way up to the end time and on the specific days and times that you've configured it to start running. So without any further ado, without going very much deeper into this, let's show you what it looks like and how you can use it. Right, so to get started, you need to go to members.flereo.com and then go to the resources page right here. You can make a free account. And then, as with any video, I've made resources for this one where you can download blueprints and also get an example of the Google Sheet that we're going to be building in to get your cold caller agent. So this is my latest video, and when this one drops, you'll have an updated one, of course, with this title and this thumbnail. And then if you go there and then click on resources, you can download something similar to this. I'll update this, add some things to it. But you'll have a PDF that looks similar to this. And the most important things you're going to need are link to copy Google Sheet, link to download Blueprint, and link to get the AI Advantage Agent V3. More about that near the end of the video. All right, so to get started, you need to open up this link right here and open it in your browser. And then you're going to see this. Now that's a Google Sheet, of course, and it is our cold caller list. So it has all of the basic information that we will be needing and using in order to set up this automation. Now, of course, it has the phone number, name, company, and those aren't required, name and company. Email also, not necessarily. And then result. This is why did the call end? What is the result of the call? That's going to be populated after every call. And then, of course, also a summary of that call. Now, call just means, are these available to call? and true is true. And then if someone's not interested or someone has already booked a meeting, for example, this is going to be set to false, so that that person will never be called again, unless you turn it back on, of course, because you don't want to call people who are either frustrated or have already booked a meeting. And then in a call is just to make sure that even if you have multiple phone numbers, or for some reason you have multiple digits, or it gets stuck at any point, you can identify which specific lead right now is in a live call. So at the start of the call, it will turn true, and then at the end of the call, it will turn back to false. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go here, and then we're going to copy this table. Now let's see, how do we do that? Oh yeah, make a copy. That took me longer than it had to. And then of course, like and subscribe. Perfect. And then save it to my drive. And then let's see what I'm going to save it to. All locations, my drive is okay. And then select, and then like or subscribe. I'll add the date so that I can easily find it when I select it in my in the make.com scenario. So you can name this anything you want. Just make sure you copy it, and then you have your own version. And then, yeah, you don't need any of this. And then make a copy. And then, of course, you're going to have it in your own Google Sheet instead of using mine. And then you can also edit it, and you won't have to worry about it being a template. You can make it a part of your make.com scenario. All right, and then the second one, of course, is going to be the blueprint. So we're going to click link to download blueprint. And then you're again back at the resources. You can download that make.com blueprint, which is going to look similar to this. Right, so this video has two blueprints. We have a trigger that starts the cold calling cycle, and then we have this one YouTube video 2025-0208, which is the actual cold caller. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to make.com. If you don't have a make.com account yet, you should make one at make.com. And then if you have your own free account, you can go to scenarios, and you can just do this with a free account. We're only going to need 2 scenarios, and that's exactly how many scenarios you can turn on at the same time in a free scenario. So just make a free account with make.com if you don't have one already. And then go to scenarios, click create new scenario, click import, blueprint, select file. And then if we go here, let's start with the trigger. So first add the trigger, and if we save that, this is actually the only module that's going to be in here, and it only has one single purpose, to make the other scenario start calling. Now, as you can see, it also has this trigger right here. When does it start running? And that is a great way to actually decide when does it start its calling cycle. Now, let's say for this one, we're going to say specified dates, and then we're going to say, or rather actually days of the week. I think that's better. Every workday, so not on weekends, and then it starts calling at, let's see, 0800, for example. Perfect. Now do note that time zone here is Europe and London, so that's something you might want to reference in the next scenario, that you know, okay, if you have to calculate the time zones, in this case it's Europe and London. If you change your profile time zones, which you can find right here, you might have something different, like Los Angeles or GMT, which is London, any of these. But this is a bit of a reference for you to calculate, okay, when is it going to start calling, and is this the time zone where I am in and the one I need to calculate with. Right, so right now we're going to say, let's actually turn this into 09. We're going to start calling every day at 09. So let's not activate it yet. Let's just save it and go out of here. And then we just have you don't have to edit anything about this. It's just going to trigger and start calling every day at 9. Every work day at 9, of course. All right, and this is the more complex scenario. It's the actual cold caller. So YouTube video 2025-0208. save, and this is what it looks like. Now this is a very advanced cold caller. It can call in perpetuity. It can take into account the different times or reasons that the call ended, whether a call was actually executed or it was someone didn't pick up the phone, in which case you only get a status update instead of end of call reports. Quite a complex thing, but it can do everything you need a cold caller to do. Now, to make, we've noticed when we've built cold callers that starting out with a cold caller that can book meetings and programmatically set those meetings in the calendar is actually not the greatest way to make this thing work, because calendars can mess up time zones, calendars can produce problems with calendar conflicts, for example. So what we usually do with the first cold caller for a new client or for a specific use case or for a new use case is to just add an internal notification so that the AI can ask for a date and time, it can confirm that date and time, it can get the lead warmed up and interested, get all of that information, but then it's going to escalate it to your internal team instead of booking the meeting programmatically or immediately. Now, of course, you've seen the countless of my videos that we do know how to build, how to actually book meetings through APIs and make.com. But really, this is probably the best way to do it if you want it to be scalable and also to work well. First, have that human impact and influence, have that human check this module and input, and then later on when it's predictable and it has that time slot right and it works well, you can go over to making it book meetings. All right, so that's how we set it up. And then the next thing we're going to need to do is click the webhook right here. And then just give this a random name, server URL. I always call this server URL. Copy that. And what we need to do is go back. Oh, actually, we can't save these yet. All right, so let's first set up this specific scenario and then we go over to the next one. So the first thing we're going to need to do is also set this one for time for calls, because basically how this works is you have the first scenario which starts the trigger cycle. So that's the first trigger, and then it's going to run through here and make that call. And then after every call, it's going to run through these two branches and then hit that trigger again, as you can see. But you don't want it to do that at the end at a time where it should not be calling. So basically what we do here is we set two filters. We set a time for calls start and a time for calls end. And the only thing you have to do is edit this into the time that you would like it to start calling. So with the other module, we set it at 9. So let's set it at 9 right here. And then for this one, you can just pick any time slots that you want. So this is the time that the agents will not be, will stop making calls. So this is going to be 16, so 4. So this is formatted per hour, not per hour plus minutes. So basically you could see this as 4 p.m. and this is 9 a.m. Don't add anything like this or this, because then it's not going to work. Just add a 9 and full hours, and then we'll keep calling within those within that time slot. All right, now let's set up the Google Sheet modules. What's important is that you do have to select all of those Google Sheet modules and connect them to your own Google account. So you're gonna have to go through each of them and then make that connection. Now with search method, you can leave that as is, but spreadsheet ID, you're going to have to change that into your own. And the easiest way to do that is by going here. And if you see and look at this URL right here, you see spreadsheets/d and then this. And that's actually your spreadsheet ID. So you're gonna wanna copy that, everything between D and edit. So those forward slashes, everything between that. And then put that right here. And if you put it back, you're actually able to see that it loaded up like and subscribe. So that's what you're going to want to do. And then sheet name is of course going to be the same, but you still have to reselect it to make it work. And then table contains headers, yes, and you can leave everything else the same. And you're going to do that with every Google Sheet module. And then these are already looking at the Google Sheet ID and the sheet name from this module. So that means that these ones you don't even have to edit. You can just leave it as is. Same with this one, but these two you do have to set up, as you'll see in a moment. All right. And then go here again. And then one more. Perfect. Now these ones again, let's replace those. Copy, add the ID, and add the ID here as well. So the only ones where you have to fix the ID are going to be this one, and this one. All right, and then this is the last one to set up. Now, of course, you can also replace this with Gmail or Google Mail module. In this case, I'm just using the Outlook module because we use Outlook. And this is actually what we're sending. So your AI sends an instruction for your human agent to do something, which includes everything like book the meeting, book it at this time slot, this is the name, this is the email, and all of those things will be sent to your team. And do, of course, make sure that you change this email address into your own email address or your info@ email address, for example, and this into your own name. And then you can change this into anything you would like. And then everything is actually already set up. Now, as you can see, it sends everything to this webhook. And that's what you're going to have to populate. So let's first copy this, copy to address to clipboard. So copy this URL. You can do that by clicking this button. Go here and then populate webhook. And of course, there's a bunch of more things that we have to do. And I also made it easier for you guys to edit the prompt. Now, this is the prompt that I've used for this example. You can turn this into any instruction or prompt for your agent. This is, of course, going to be the prompt that guides your agent and his actions. Now, if we open up another tab in scenarios, we're going to go back to that trigger because that trigger still has to send that information to the right webhook, because right now it's referencing the wrong webhook, as you can see. And we need to turn that into the right one. So we're going to copy that one, this one right here, and put it into this URL field. Click save. And now this one is already properly, completely set up. Hit save, save this one. And now it should already work. We only have to set up the phone number ID and the VAPI bearer token. So that's what we're going to do right now. First, we're going to go for the VAPI bearer token, copy ID, and then we're going to put it in here. Now, of course, I might be able to add a key, and then I'll remove that later so that I can actually share that with you guys. So like and subscribe again, allowed origins, everything, transient systems, right, perfect. So with this one, I don't have to worry that you guys can see it, because of course I'm going to delete it later. And then phone number ID is this right here. So you have to import your Twilio phone number. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. All right, so this one is completely set up and you should already be able to make those calls. We're going to turn this on. So how this works is if you go to Twilio, you need to make an account at twilio.com. And if you log into the console at console.twilio.com, you can go to make an account and then go to phone numbers, manage, and then buy a phone number. And then, of course, in many of you guys' cases are in the US or in Canada. So that's where you're going to type in, buy a phone number, and then you can make calls with that number. And then what you're going to do is select that number in active numbers, copy all of that. So copy your number, create phone number, import to Twilio. So not this one or that one, but import to Twilio. Add it right here. Then go to account dashboard in Twilio again. Copy your account SID. And then add your authentication token right here. And then the label is going to be anything you want. Hi, thanks for watching. And if you click import, now in this case, of course, I don't show my real authentication token. You really don't want to share that with anyone, especially your Twilio token. But if you then click import, then you're going to see something like this. And then you're going to copy that ID, go back in here and put your phone number ID right there. All right, perfect. So that means that everything is now set up. It's connected to the proper VAPI account and the proper phone number. And what it's going to do is going to run through all of these leads, give them a call, and then freeze them if a call has taken place. And if it hasn't, then not freeze them and call them back at a later date. All right, so what I've done in this case is just populated all of these with my own phone numbers so that I can actually show you guys that this works and that it works well, and also to let you know what it sounds like. So yeah, everything should be set up. Now, if this doesn't work, I'm not going to cut it out. I'm just going to show you why it doesn't work, and we're going to troubleshoot it together. But I think that this looks good, and we can test it. So if you wanted to cycle to start those triggers every day, you're just going to turn it on, as you can see right here. But in this case, since it's not 9, it's not going to instantly trigger the scenario. So I'm going to click run this module only, and then it triggers the scenario. Oh, it doesn't seem to think that it's the right time to call. Let's see, 16. What time is it? Oh, it's already past our calling time. Let's turn this into 18 then. That should work. Let's try that again. So there's an example. If it's past the calling time, it won't work. It's just kind of foolproof. All right, there we go. And it's going to initiate the first call. And as you can see, it's already calling me. So let's pick up the phone and see how that goes. Oh, my phone is acting up. Okay, that's not a problem with the AI, that's a problem with my phone. But it should already actually send a message and then initiate the next call. Right, let's see. Oh, right. Forgot to tell you guys something. Okay, so there's one step that we missed. As promised, I'm not going to cut it out. I'm just going to show you that failed and that I know why. All right, so we have to set the server URL right here for to our VAPI system. So yeah, we also get messages from VAPI, but of course we have to tell VAPI where to send those messages to. So what you're going to do is go back to your VAPI dashboard at vapi.ai, click settings, and then change this server URL into that make.com webhook, so that it sends all of those messages like customer didn't pick up, or customer ended the call, or assistant ended the call. All of those things are going to be sent to your make.com scenario. So we update that. Success, your changes have been saved. All right, so now it should send all of those messages to our server. So let's check that out. Now let's fix this, because of course it's not in a call, but as you can see, it did populate that. All right, so let's try this again. If you've added this webhook right here to your VAPI settings and server URL, now it should work. Hit save, save, go back to the trigger scenario. Now let's run this once again. Here we go. Right guys, so I had to quickly update some settings on my phone. Wasn't relevant to the agents, just something I had to fix on my phone. And yeah, let's try this again. As you can see, I added some leads with the company Monty Python. Now some of you guys might actually know what that is. And my name, Jesper, and my phone number and my email address, as you can see. And what we're going to do is the first one, we're just going to press away, as in we're not interested. The second one we're going to pick up but not be interested, and then the third one we're going to say, yeah, we want to book that meeting, and then of course it's going to send that instruction to our human agent through email. Now, of course, I have a bunch of videos on how to make that an automated meeting scheduler or appointment setter. You can actually watch my second to last video. Link will be in the description, which is very specifically about appointment setting and automated appointment canceling, for example, or rescheduling. So yeah, let's make that call. So what we're going to do is hit that trigger, and first we're going to just press it away. So this one we decline. Next one we pick it up. Hi, this is John. Yeah, sure, I've got time.
Great. Just to confirm, is this John from Monty Python?
Yeah.
Perfect. John, I wanted to reach out to you today because we have some exciting digital automation services that could really benefit Monty Python. We specialize in streamlining business operations, improving efficiency, and ultimately boosting your bottom line. Could you tell me a bit about your current processes and any pain points you might be experiencing?
Well, you're cutting into a very broad subject. I wouldn't know where to start, actually.
I completely understand, John. Let's narrow it down a bit. Are there any specific areas in your business where you feel things could be more efficient? For example, customer relations, inventory management, or even internal communications?
Well, we're just two regular guys running a business. It's nothing interesting. We do solar installations, so we have solar sales agencies that sell our solar installations, and they just send us a message with, "Hey, can you do your solar installation there?" We sometimes have customers who reach out to us directly, but not often.
Got it, John. Even with a small team, there are definitely ways to make your operation smoother. For instance, we could automate the way you schedule and track your solar installations, making it easier to manage requests from sales agencies and direct customers. Have you ever
Okay,
considered
actually, I'm
something like
not.
that?
I think that you're talking way too fast. Could you slow down?
I'm sorry about that, John. Let me slow it down a bit. So what I was saying is we can help automate the way you schedule and track your solar installations. This could make it easier to manage requests from sales agencies and direct customers. Would that be something you might be interested in?
Yeah, sure, but at a later date. I really have to go. Bye bye. Right, so as you noticed, it actually slowed down when I told it that it was going too fast, which is, well, something that's actually really important because sometimes these AI agents talk way too fast and your leads just can't keep up. Right, so I ended that conversation. It's going to make that summary and then generate the end of call report. It's going to go through that upper branch. And then, of course, as we can see here, it turns this one back into false as a summary and then turns another one into a live agent when it triggers the next one. So here we go. This one, we're going to actually try to book that meeting. Hello, this is John.
Hello, this is Alex. Am I calling at a convenient time?
Yeah, sure.
Great. I'm reaching out from Monty Python to introduce you to our digital automation services.
Oh, that sounds great. I actually want to book a meeting immediately. I'm really excited about this.
That's fantastic to hear. Let's get that meeting booked for you right away. Could you please provide a date and time that works best for you?
Honestly, my schedule is completely empty. Any day and time will do.
Perfect. How about we schedule the meeting for tomorrow at 10 a.m.? Does that work for you?
Yeah, great. How will this be? Will this be live or?
Great. The meeting is confirmed for tomorrow at 10 a.m. I look forward to discussing how our digital automation services can benefit Monty Python. If you have any questions before the meeting, feel free to reach out. Have a wonderful day, John. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, is this meeting? Okay, so that's of course something you might want to do edit in your prompting. So what you can do here is of course edit your prompt and tell it to slow down after booking a meeting or do anything you like, or to add a different custom end of call message. That's why I made this prompt a bit easier to edit. Because are going to be things that you want to change. You want to change, for example, which is the company that's going to be calling. How does it interact after booking that meeting, for example? Right, so as you can see, I'm repeatedly pressing it away. And it populates all of these fields with what happened and why was that person clicked away. So again, this is the next lead that's going to be called. It's in a live call. And then it's going to get a summary. Then we're going to decline the next one. And it's going to go through all of these leads. Let's answer this one.
Hello, this is Alex. Am I calling at a convenient time?
Hi, yeah, sure.
Great. I'm Alex, and I work with a company that specializes in digital automation services. I was wondering if you might be the right person to talk to at Monty Python about streamlining some of your business processes.
Actually, I'm totally not interested. Like, not even close to interested. Never call me again. Goodbye.
Thanks for calling. Goodbye.
So it actually hangs up the phone. And as you can see with this lead, it turns this into false because it identifies that this person is not interested. So they will never be called again. All right, so that was the caller. I'm going to quickly turn it off for now, or else I'm going to be called into oblivion. So that's the VAPI AI perpetual caller. Right, so I want to let you guys know that I added a very small tweak to this agent after that last cut. And that's, as you can see, I added this field in the table, time of call, and that's going to be populated by the weekday written out. So it's going to be Monday, Thursday, you name it, because that way we can filter on only finding a lead that does not match the current day. So if you see right here, time of call is not equal to this right here. So if we make another call, it should skip all leads that have time of call is Monday or Thursday or you name it. So let's make another call and then just press away all of those leads and then see those fields populated. Decline. It should say Monday. And then it calls the next lead. And if I decline that one, it's going to say Monday again. It's going to go through all those leads. If we didn't add that, then it would call this lead again and again and again and again, because it just grabs the top lead without looking at were they just called, of course. So if we go through all of these, as you can see, it just goes through the entire list until it can find any more leads. And then, of course, you know, and then you'll know that it will wait until you fill up those leads again, or of course it will wait till the next day. All right, so that was it for this cold caller agent. All right, so for those of you who like these videos and really want to get into the voice AI space, I advise you to really go to this members.flirio.com platform. Most of you are already familiar with it. And one huge upgrade that we've had is the 2025 AI Advantage Kit. I haven't even mentioned this in my videos, just in the community, which is, by the way, at 1,200 people, which is amazing in and of itself. But the 2025 AI Advantage Kit is just a collection of blueprints and templates that you can use in building your voice agents, or that's actually what it used to be. So if you visit this page and then go to get a kit, this video actually explains it the best. I don't have to promote it in any other way. But if you get that kit and then go through the onboarding, you also get the, so we're updating and adding to this agent every day, improving it and making it work better. But then if you go to the AI Advantage Kit, we've actually introduced the AI Advantage Agent V3. Now, this is not going to be a sales pitch. That video actually explains it best. We're just very transparent and honest about it, but also incredibly excited because basically what this is this is one huge AI caller within one scenario that you can upload into your make.com. And it only has make.com native modules, which means HTTP modules and webhook modules and tools modules, which means that you can upload it, add your server, your webhook, like this one right here, and already have it running. So there's also an entire onboarding that you can follow with that agent and then have it up and running in about 30 minutes. So that is ready to sell to your clients. Well, I can talk for hours about this. I really just advise you to go to that member platform and check it out with that video. In any case, thank you very much for watching this one. This is, of course, an agent that's going to be available in the resources. And if you liked it, make sure to let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.